Now, also, just because it keeps happening, I'm not going to stop showing you examples of Trump derangement syndrome. It's actually worse than that. It's fake news. The level of deliberate media dishonesty levelled against the US president is amazing, even for those of us who have railed against leftist media bias for decades. Have a look at this tweet from Channel 7 in Australia today. It said Donald Trump has falsely suggested that scientists have developed a vaccine for AIDS. Yes, that idiotic, untruthful president telling lies again. That's the takeout, isn't it? After all, he said it.
They have come up with things, and they've come up with many other cures and therapeutics over the years. These are the people, the best, the smartest, the most brilliant anywhere. And they've come up with the AIDS vaccine.
OK, Trump is obviously wrong, isn't he? So it wasn't only Channel 7, of course. There was the usual media frenzy. There was a fact check actually put to air by Associated Press that said the AIDS vaccine that doesn't exist. The Hill website had Trump using a, quote, AIDS vaccine as proof we could get a vaccine for COVID-19, and went on to report that, as we know, an AIDS vaccine does not exist. And USA Today has Trump praising scientists for a non-existent AIDS vaccine. I could go on, as you'd guess, CNN, ABC, all the rest of them, with this sort of line. And at this stage, you might be saying, well, good on them. They're exposing an untruth uttered by the president. But they aren't, and they know it. They're the ones spreading false information. They're the ones creating fake news. Because let's look at the rest of that Trump clip, this time in full.
They have come up with things, and they've come up with many other cures and therapeutics over the years. These are the people, the best, the smartest, the most brilliant anywhere. And they've come up with the AIDS vaccine. They've come up with, or the AIDS, and as you know, there's various things, and now various companies are involved. But the therapeutic for AIDS was a death sentence, and now people live a life with a pill.
There you go. Yes, Trump mentions an AIDS vaccine and he corrects himself. He said, or the AIDS whatever, he searches for the words. He says they've come up with various things, and then he explains and talks about AIDS therapeutics that mean AIDS is no longer a death sentence. Inarticulate? Sure. Bumbling? You might say that. A president saying something that's incorrect, realising he misspoke, and then quickly correcting himself and explaining? Sure, knock yourselves out. That's what happened. We could all see it. But regardless, the media runs off with its fake news headlines that Trump is spreading falsehoods. We know who is spreading the falsehoods. What happens next, of course, is Paul Barry at Media Watch on the ABC records this segment, and he pretends that I'm supporting idiocy and lies from Trump, and on it goes. The media think they hurt Trump with their little tricks like this. But of course, they underestimate the intelligence of voters. Anyone with an IQ above room temperature can see what's going on, whether they like Trump or not. And this sort of media manipulation actually ends up helping Trump's arguments about how there's a swamp and he needs to drain it. Perhaps we need a vaccine against fake news.